RSL Nation, welcome to the Bros.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
We have an extra bro with us today. Carson, hey, how are you?
I'm, I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing awesome. Doing awesome.
Like,
We're
yeah.
doing good. We brought on Carson today because, well, he's been around for a minute. With RSL social media, everyone's seen him bouncing around, commenting everywhere. So we're like, Carson, we
Come
prom
join us. Come join the bros.
we promised
Yes.
we promised you like 3 or 4 months ago. Hey, come on, and we haven't brought you on. So hey, before the season ends, we're gonna bring you on. So here you are.
About time.
Better late than never, as I like to say.
Yeah.
That's good.
Thanks
So
for having me here.
yeah, we are definitely overdue. So glad to have you on. Carson, before we forget, because I forget everything. Remind us, you have your own podcast, right? Or at least you're starting up one, right?
Yes, I am.
Hey, remind us the name of it.
So I started up it's a podcast called Athletic Insight, and basically what I do is I reach out to college athletes and we just sit down and talk about the college athlete life and the struggles and like the highs and lows. It's pretty fun so far. I'm also in contact with another podcast group. They're called Kick a Ball Pod, and basically what they do is what I do, and but they have more of an outreach than I do. So I'm like, heck yeah, like I'll join you guys. So that's what's going on right now.
Heck
That's
yeah,
awesome. That's way
Yeah.
cool.
that's awesome. So, um, if you haven't heard already, I think you have one episode out so far.
Yep.
Excellent. So take a listen. Carson's been on a couple of other, well, I think one other, I think with the Royal Riot.
Yep.
Right. So Carson's getting around, getting experience. So
Trying my
So,
best.
yeah, make sure you head to his page. Make sure you give them a follow as well. Give his one episode a listen because he's got some good content out there.
yeah. So um today though, today we have a heavy schedule. And Carson, I hope you're ready for this because this is gonna get heavy. Um, we're gonna get into the KC game. That's already a heavy topic. We're also gonna get into there's 2 more games left in this season. And then we're gonna get into the next game. All of that with a lot of in betweens.
I'll say, yeah, you can't forget the international window as well. That's taking place tomorrow.
Yeah. So, but since we've already asked Carson how he's doing, Marcos, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Yeah, it's just another week. But the most important thing happened yesterday, my friend.
Yeah,
It was my
I was gonna
it
say it's
was
not just not other any other week.
it was my birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Does
Yep.
it feel to be
So
28?
I'm now the 28th. So that means I'm 1 year closer to becoming bald like you.
Do you want that?
Oh no, no, heaven forbid. I am enjoying these last couple of years of having hair.
You also forgot, and I'm gonna call you out here. You also forgot to retweet saying thank heavens that you weren't gonna go bald at the end of the season.
That's true. That's true. But maybe I should make one more promise. Like I should make a different promise, but we'll get to that later.
I mean, if you really want to make the promise of going bald, just go bald. I
No,
mean,
no,
so
no,
so many threats.
no,
Never.
not
Don't
not
go bald.
not yet, not yet.
That's
But
fine.
how are you? How are you doing?
Um, I'm fine. Yesterday I thought I had caught a head cold. Um, I was when I was messaging you yesterday, doing all these little audio messages. I had what you would call a radio voice. I was like, oh yeah. But
Yeah, he sent me a voice message yesterday, and I told him I was like, "Oh, that is your sexy voice."
it was uh it was not good yesterday. But today I'm feeling a lot better.
Oh,
But
tell me about it. I was feeling so sick yesterday. I keep getting this bug. I
mm,
was, you know, just it's that time of season for me.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was no bueno.
I'm
But
still I'm still feeling crap.
yeah, all of us are like downing water, like trying to rinse it out. But
Yeah, yeah.
we're good. We're gonna get into this RSL KC game because let me tell you, there are so many emotions, and I have a feeling we're already gonna get into like some kind of back and forths right at the beginning. But let's just I'm going to give a quick overview. RSL loses 2-3. There's your overview. Um, there's a lot of details going into this. Marcos, let's just get right into the beginning. Actually, no, let's not get into the game real quick. I want to thank everyone that went to the what do you call it? Tailgate.
The tailgate. Yeah, we saw so many of you guys. We passed out a lot of stickers. And we appreciate that. So for those of you guys who didn't get stickers, let us know. And we'll catch you guys hopefully at the playoff game or even at some watch parties, and we'll make sure you get some stickers if you want some.
Yes, Carson, where the flip were you?
I was running behind because my little sister was, you know how little sisters are. They are never
Girls,
on time. Yep.
girls.
Nope. Girls, man. I'm telling you.
Dang. Well, I was hoping to meet you in person because I was like, Flip, there's so many people are like, yeah, I'm gonna go. We're gonna go see you. And there are some people that we missed out on. We know that. Carson, you were one of them.
Carson being
So
one of them.
I need my sticker, man.
You need your
Okay.
sticker.
Yes, I do.
Watch party or a playoff game. It is yours.
Heck
There we
yeah.
are. So, all right. But yes, I enjoyed the tailgate. In fact, I was telling Marcos, if we were doing this and I had a little bit more freedom, I'd be like at tailgates
Oh,
all the time.
100%. Like the atmosphere always at tailgates, it's unreal, especially and their walk to the stadium. It's good vibes, good vibes.
One thing I'll say before we get into this game. If you're a fan and a huge fan of RSL and you love soccer, I would think about getting into some tailgate-ish stuff because I mean, if you tailgate for Utah football games, I think you have time to tailgate for RSL games.
Oh, 100%. If you guys remember back a couple months back when we had Keaton from Los Caballeros Reales, yeah, look back at that episode and you can learn how much they enjoy their supporters group.
Yeah. All right, enough. Let's do this.
Enough of that. Let's get right into this KC game because so much to talk about right then and there. So with this lineup, it was very exact same lineup that we saw in our win when we played LAFC. So very very excited about this one. So I'm looking at this and I'm excited that we have Sava and Chicho playing up top because we saw what dynamic we saw when we played LAFC.
Carson, what are your thoughts about the lineup that we came out with?
My first impression of the lineup, I actually really liked it. I think having Saba and Arango, I mean Chicho, frick, up top was awesome. I feel like we've been having a hard time getting someone to connect with Chicho better. Like obviously Musaski was doing good, but like Krylock and Rubin, you know, they weren't really connecting well with Chicho. So I think Savarino up there was awesome. Luna, obviously, you know, I love having Luna in at always. I think Gomez and Luna connect very well. So I think having them on the field, like Savarino, Gomez, and Luna, you have to have on the field, I feel like. So that was awesome. Something I didn't really like is where the heck is Anelli? Like, that's probably one of my standout players of the season, and I'm like really mad that he's not getting the play time I feel like he deserves. You know, I don't feel like has been performing as good as he. I want to say he performs good. You know, Brody's just a pace merchant. So
Okay. All right.
yeah.
All right, I can see it.
Yeah.
I really like this lineup. This might be my number one lineup.
Yeah, I was very hesitant a couple of games back. I think this is what his fourth, fifth game Oviedo started in a row. At the very beginning of those starts, I was very hesitant of him, but I'm starting to be on board of this Oviedo because he brings that experience that we kind of need, which obviously a Nelly can't bring.
I'm not gonna say I told you so, but
But when we saw not a Nelly, Oviedo playing in that defensive mid over the summer with Ojeda, I like that pairing a lot. But then with him switching to this left back role, I'm like, icing on the cake. This is where he needs to be.
do you know when I was more convinced of Oviedo is when in the summer when we played him as a left mid?
Yeah.
I think it was against Kansas City.
Yeah. That was when he played that role. I think we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah. I really liked it. So I think Oviedo is a really good left back for us. Now going to Carson's point about Anelli, Anelli Brody, that one is still kind of up in the air for me. I I can see why they put in Brody, but at the same time, where's Anelli? But I mean, I guess we can all agree. We this lineup was good. It was a good lineup, especially
Oh,
offensively.
100%. It's obviously there's with the missing pieces with injuries and all that, but with the players that we have, it was a solid lineup.
Yeah, I love the lineup. I can't get better than that.
We really can't with all the injuries and things that have been happening. This was as best as we could get, but it gets ruined in the first 37 seconds of the game.
Don't get me started.
It's surprisingly not the fastest red card ever recorded in the MLS. Funny enough, the fastest recorded red card in the MLS, Pablo Mastroeni, he coached that team.
The odds. That's
It
crazy.
was it was Colorado Rapids goalkeeper back when they played LA Galaxy. So I'm like, I think he's the problem. He cursed us.
Flip. Well, I guess let's get everyone's thoughts on the red card. I mean, can we agree that this was a red card?
I Yeah, because you and we were watching it sitting next to each other, and I was like, yeah, that is easily dog so because you see the arm, Justin Glad wraps it around. I can't remember who that last player was, but he puts his arm around him and he just pulls him down.
At this point, I don't care who it is. He's dead to me.
He's dead.
um, but as soon as the foul was committed, what did I tell you? Before anything even happened, I
Oh
was
yeah,
like,
before Ted Uncle even went to the monitor, you're like easy back pocket red,
I was like,
and it's like you could read VAR's mind, and boom, back pocket red.
I was like, this is not good. This is not
100% a
good.
red. 100% a
100%.
red.
I mean, but I mean, put yourself in Glad's situation. Do do you either tug the guy and prevent him from going towards goal, or do you try to get around him, put a little pressure on him, not foul him, and run the risk of him taking a shot? I mean, what do you do?
I personally I would have just let him take a shot because you just put your hand, just have McMath have all the faith in the world that he can be able to save that shot.
Yep. I think the challenge was a little bit selfish in a way, because then you had players like Diego Luna having to come off and ruining his night.
Yeah, obviously, getting this red card changed. Just being a man down changes the dynamic.
Yeah,
But
it,
what
it
also
doesn't
changed?
it doesn't matter if it was the first minute or 80th minute. Whenever a player gets taken off in a game, it definitely does change the dynamic and playing style right away, and that was for us.
But it wasn't the fact that we went down a man, but that foul converted into a goal.
Yeah. Looking back at that replay of the goal, you see our wall literally splits. It was Nelson and then who was it? Ojeda or
Vera, I think it was Vera.
Mm-hmm.
Vera?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're looking at that like, why are you guys twisting your bodies? Like, literally stay as you are. You would have blocked that ball.
it looked like a picket fence.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
no, no pun intended there.
the wind blew it open, and
Um, yeah, that was like, I mean, if we're gonna go there, that was like Moses parting the Red Sea, just
Yep.
because it was perfectly placed. And so, being a man down was one thing. We didn't even play with a man down when they scored that free kick. I mean, we didn't play any minutes, and they scored a goal. So we're down 1-0 and a man down by the fourth, fifth minute.
yeah.
Not good. Carson, go on your rant.
Go on my rant. Oh crap.
I mean, because now Luna's being taken out.
Oh, dude, that my section definitely was very angry about that. My family, we're all big Luna fans, so my mom was giving it to Mascheroni. Everyone was giving it Mascheroni. Some reason my section is not like Mascheroni at all. But I mean, like, everyone has their ups and downs,
Yeah,
coaches.
For sure.
But I just like Luna just brings that energy for me, man. Like he brings that street ball vibe, the just 1-2, like ball movement. I can understand why he was taken off because we needed that explosiveness at the wing. But it's just Luna.
Who would you have taken off?
I've seen this all these conversations going on around Twitter, like or X, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that we could have taken off Brody and then gone into a three back and then have Gomez and Luna play those wing backs. You could have done a lot of things, but at the end of the day, we almost came back. So I mean, it wasn't the worst decision to take Luna off. You got to feel for him though. He's a young guy. He wants to play. He wants to prove Berhalter that he wants to be on the first team. So I understand, but at the end of the day, what are you gonna do about it?
See, it makes sense that Pablo went with another center back, obviously bringing on Marcelo to have 4 defenders. But personally, I maybe would have liked to see what if Nelson came off because you already have 2 defensive backs. So maybe take off Nelson and then, I don't know, bring in maybe another attacking player.
Because I bet Luna could totally play center mid. I bet he could play center mid.
Now the question is, could he play center mid and be better at it than Sava? Be better at it than Ojeda? I mean, that. So here's my position. I'm fine with the Luna substitution because of the way I think Pablo wanted to press. Luna's not the fastest. We all know that.
Mm-hmm.
And when pressing, I there must be something that Pablo has seen either in obviously in previous games and in practice that doesn't give him the confidence to keep Luna on the field to keep pressing while being down a player. Can you imagine Luna pushing up to KC's back line and putting a lot of pressure on, and then having to have him sprint all the way back to our own box to defend? I don't
Yeah,
see it.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
it
checks out.
definitely would not happen at all. So it would have been nice, but I can understand where Pablo's coming from to make this switch so early in the game.
Yeah. So then game goes on, and then another unfortunate thing happens. We get Chicho getting injured.
Yeah. From the looks of it, it didn't look like much, but it was quite. It, it looks like maybe a hamstring, possibly. No, nothing has come out yet.
Yeah.
So hamstring, it looks like it could be about possibly 4-6 weeks. So maybe season ending. Crossing our fingers, praying to the soccer gods that that's not the case.
Um, Thoughts on Rubin coming in instead of another forward?
Yeah, you and I, when we saw Rubin coming in, I was shaking my head. I was upset. I didn't understand because I'm like, why? What has Rubin really done that makes it just that he's the next man up? I would have liked to see Krylock, and then maybe Julio. So just because Krylock, he has that height that we maybe on set pieces, Julio has that speed and that tenacity. So
I don't know, Carson. What are your thoughts about Rubin coming in that early?
Dude, I'm honestly not really a big fan. Like Krylak's proven himself, even though he's old. Rubin, I'm looking at stats right here. 21 games played, only 2 goals. Like Krylak has more goals. I feel like Krylak brings that presence for us. He brings that experience. He can get goals in the air. He can get goals on the ground. Rubin doesn't do it for me. Like I don't feel like Rubin has had his time, and I don't really.
like Rubin had his couple of good games this summer. Like when we played
Yeah,
Austin, he had that brace. He had a brace in Guatemala, but he hasn't been very consistent like we need up top.
he's bringing false hope for us. He goes off to Guatemala, plays good, and then comes back, and we're like, what the heck, man?
So, how about this? I have an argument for Rubin. So, if you bring on Krylock, you run the risk of Krylock. Um, how we've seen him play recently has been he drops deep to go get the ball.
That's
He's
true.
not one that sits up top. So you bring on Krylock, you lose presence up top. You bring in Julio. This guy is a turbo energizer bunny, and therefore he runs out of juice fast.
Yeah, by
Um,
by halftime he'll be walking.
I mean, you're looking at it was the 28th minute that this sub happened.
Uh-huh.
You
Yeah.
still you still have another 60 minutes of soccer. Um, that's
Yeah.
not good. Who else do we have on the bench in terms of attacking?
Definitely not Musovski.
Um, I mean, like Hildago is probably our only other option. I know he used to play like striker, so
At
like
that point, yeah, you had Chang, but he's more of a midfielder.
Exactly. So basically we're in the middle of three different people. Rubin, Julio, and Krylock. Out of those three, I think I would stick with Rubin because he's the one that puts pressure up top and just chills up top. That's what he's used to. Whether he produces or not, that's beyond the question at this point. I think we just needed pressure at that point. But
Yeah, your reasoning makes sense, but it's the sad reality when it comes to our depth on strikers. It's like, yeah, we need to go out searching for more people
I,
this offseason.
I don't think so. We have depth. There's five strikers right there that we just named off. If we had Chicho, Moose, and then Rubin, Julio, and Krylock.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, out of those 5 or 6 or whatever, how many of those come this offseason are actually going to be sticking around? Not all of them, but
That I don't have connections to the office, so I don't know who's staying.
no, but literally, so Chicho gets taken off, Rubin comes in. A minute right after that, that's when things go from bad to worse. It's like a train hit us head on. Freaking,
Wow.
we talked about this in the last episode. You can't leave Johnny Russell wide open like we did, wide open in the box. And what do you think, from your opinion? Do you think that was kind of a little bit of both, like Vera, Silva, bad communication on that one?
Look, it was gonna happen eventually. I mean, we're down a man. They're,
Absolutely.
they're, I mean, if you look at the stats for the whole game, they out possessed us. They were out passing us because they're up one guy. Um, those non-soccer fans I don't think will ever understand how much one person affects the game, really.
Yeah.
Um, and so it was gonna happen eventually. I am being down 2-0 at halftime. I think I expected it in terms of yes, we're down a player, but the way we are holding up, I'm gonna give my full on summary of the whole game. I didn't feel bad the whole game. I felt blah, if that's the best way I could describe it, blah. But it was a positive blah. It was like, well, at least we're putting up an effort.
could have been worse.
It could have been worse. It really could have. Um, but so being down 2-0 at halftime, um, did did I watch Hablo con Pablo? That came out, right?
It did come out.
Um,
I
okay,
watched it.
yeah, Hablo con Pablo. That is excellent. You heard him speak at halftime, and he was just pumping up the guys like, guys, you guys are doing good. We're just getting caught in these small areas, but keep up the pressure. Second half, these guys came out on a whole nother level.
Yeah. Like
I don't know.
the possession totally switched. Like, yes, KC still was dominant in possession, 56-44. Obviously more dominant in the passes because they had the extra man. But it was just something that just switched in their head at halftime, being down 2-0, that they still showed that grit, that determination, that they like, yeah, we can maybe get a goal, maybe possibly come back in this one. And they showed that.
We
I
definitely
don't
had
know.
lots of chances to get more goals. Like
Hmm.
I remember specifically Gomez had a 1v1 with the keeper and totally just
we
blew it.
it's how many times have we seen that this season where it's either, I think, Gomez or even Julio have those one-on-one with the keeper, they shoot it right at the keeper, or they can't even chip it, or
If Julio got his finishing down, he would be like so good off the bench. Like
oh,
he's proven that like he's good off the bench, but that finishing, like it's always like right next to the keeper or like between his legs. It's never like placed in a corner or anything. It's
absolutely.
he doesn't have that finishing presence like Chicho does, you know.
Yeah, it's definitely true. but there was a change in that second half. And up until the subs, I think we're holding our own. Um, we did get a variety of chances, but I think the real push came after those substitutions. What are your guys' thoughts on the subs that actually came in and those who came off? So we had Anderson Julio. He went on. Uh,
for Brody.
oh yeah, for Brody. Chang came on for Gomez, and Bodie came on for Oviedo, or something like
Uh,
that.
a mix of feelings because out of those three players that came off, the only one that I possibly would have kept in, it's kind of tough. Maybe Gomez, just for another attacking player. Brody obviously didn't really show much. He was kind of getting beat because he got beat with Johnny Russell several times in the box. That's the only player that I possibly would have kept in out of those three.
Gomez. You, Carson?
I agree. I think Gomez is bringing that presence that no one else is bringing. He can just dribble past people, and I agree with Marco.
Yeah, it was. Gomez was impressive. Whether FotMob gives him a high rating or not, I don't care. It was.
Yeah.
I really think he put in a good effort.
Like it would have been nice to see Gomez and Julio playing up top because we haven't really seen them playing together up top because I want to see that speed, that tenacity, and them beating those defenders.
Now, I don't want to mention this, but I guess I will, just because it has to be
Uh,
mentioned. So Ted Uncle had a little bit of a hand in this game. Just by the nature of him being him, and by the way Salt Lake loves him and embraces him. Um, the PK that happens.
Yeah. So Marcelo Silva, I think this is what his third, fourth time that he's committed a penalty. He's so just a costly tackle. It was a little shove in the box. Just very dumb, very dumb decision on his part. I'm like, what are you thinking? Like you've done this multiple times already this season. What do you expect is going to happen?
I mean, can we say that Marcelo has committed less penalties than Glad has scored own goals?
But it's the sad truth. It's the sad truth. But
I'm just saying. Um, Between those two, they have caused us like about 10 goals. But
yeah.
so we're down 3-0 at
I,
this point.
I will. The only good perk out of that, McMath he did have the save, but
oh,
Polito did get the rebound and just bury that in the back of the net.
that's the worst when the keeper makes a save and the rebound.
Yeah.
It's
But I want to talk post third goal. We're down 3-0. Um, Carson, I need you to give me from what you felt in the stands because we weren't in the stands. We were up in the press box. Um, I need to let us know what clicked with all the fans all of a sudden because we're down 3-0, and then all of a sudden the stadium comes alive. I don't know. That was the weirdest phenomenon I've ever seen.
I don't. I felt a lot of frustration around it. Like I saw people getting out of their seats and leaving right when that third goal was scored, and then all of a sudden we just getting corner after corner, and everyone's like, "Yeah, like let's go!" And then all of a sudden, Vera gets the ball and shoots it and upper bins, man. Like I'm just like, I was right behind that goal. I was like looking around. Everyone's like jumping. I'm like, is no one shocked? I was like, well, he just hit that. A center back just hit that upper 90.
like
Vera keeps impressing me every game with the amount of shots he
three,
gets.
three, 4 times he's done that this season. I was telling Alan when we were at the game, I don't care if we lose this game. We just saw a center back just drill that 25, 30 yards with his left foot. Goal of the season for us. That was unbelievable.
Put Vera as striker at this point. Might as well. I want to see. I want to
Honestly,
see Lambert play. Please, just put Vera up striker.
like he has an amazing left foot, an eye for goal. Like down 3-0, he's like, screw it, I'm gonna take a shot, and he did. He beat Tim Melia, top corner, well placed shot.
What a
Um,
goal.
Marcos, you can testify to this. My first reaction is I jumped out of my seat. I was the only one I think that jumped out of their seats, and I'm cursing in Spanish. I'm just like blah 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 blah, and everyone around. I mean, this is my how I felt like it looked like. Everyone around us, like journalists, are like, oh yeah, just type 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 type. Got to get stuff ready. And here I'm like a fan up there. I'm like.
Yeah. Heck
Like
yeah.
if I could, if I wasn't maybe sitting up there, I probably would have ripped off my shirt. But I was like, no, I need to keep clothes on.
That kind of now that you said that, it reminds me of. Do you remember when we went to the playoff? Was it a play-in game or a playoff game against Chivas USA back in 2008? Was it 2007?
I think it was
2008.
just a normal. I think it was a normal playoff game.
No, I think it was. Yeah, it was the first round of the playoffs. Me and you
Yeah, yeah,
went, and you did that.
yeah.
You did
That's
that
right. That's right.
on a Yurimov Sisian goal, you weirdo. But
But
anyways,
yeah,
so yeah, that was awesome.
amazing goal. I There was 10 minutes left in the game. I kind of knew at that point, down 2 goals, it's kind of hard to even come back 3 goals. But I was like, hey,
Lies,
maybe.
lies, lies, lies. You said, well, we got one. That was a good one. We'll just that's fine.
No, like Carson was saying, right after the third goal, everybody was fleeing the stadium. They were like, "We're down 3 goals. There's no point. We're gonna lose." But right as Vera scores that goal, I'm like, "All these fans left. You just missed an
Yeah, they missed a
amazing
worldie.
goal.
They
You
missed a
missed."
worldie.
And I remember seeing as he scores these goals, all these fans just stop and pause on the concourse and just freezing. I'm like, "You missed it. You missed it."
I get
Um, that and the stadium just lit up. I mean, 3-0 is nothing to be excited about. 3-1 is not anything to be excited about either, except oh, we're one more closer.
But wait, but wait.
There's more.
I don't care how much we're down. That was such a good goal. Like, what are you gonna do, man? No one scores a goal like that every day. So,
No, and
nope.
that's what made it amazing. But I'm still impressed with the way that the fans that were still there created then a playoff atmosphere. That atmosphere was everything that we've wished and hoped for
All
um
season.
all season. Um that was fortress level um fanaticism. That
Oh
was
wow.
incredible.
Absolutely. It's definitely what we have been wanting and seeing all season, but we haven't because our defense and our sloppy play has kind of costed us games.
Yeah. So with all that energy, I really believe the team caught on to that energy.
Yeah.
And with
Yeah.
that, Vera again. In fact, I don't know why they didn't credit Vera with the assist, but Vera lobs it over for Sava. Sava gets
Just
in, just
just
dinks it
taps
over
her
to the corner. Um,
well placed. At that point, down 3-2. Did you think maybe 89th minute, right before stoppage time, maybe RSL could possibly tie this up? Were you thinking that?
Not possibly. I was like, we're gonna do this.
We were bringing that momentum. Like, I thought we were gonna get another one.
Legit. I mean, we had put them on their heels, and I think credit credit due to the subs that came in. Julio for putting pressure. Chang was putting in balls left and right. Chang was playing balls to the walls. It was amazing. Saba was doing. I think ever since Saba got left off of the 18 against Vancouver, um, Pablo had a coming to Jesus talk with him. Played lights out against LAFC.
And
This game,
he's just been proving why he deserves to be either starting or coming off the bench. And and he he's definitely holding that 11 together every single game.
well, I mean, let's be real here. Sava is one of our best players, if not our best player.
He is. He is.
Um,
Yeah.
so unfortunately, we didn't get it. But for me, this didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth, unlike
No.
other losses. This one, and we were talking all the way to the car. I was like, this was good. That
Yeah,
was
like
awesome.
we've had other games in the past when we lost at home to Austin, we lost to St. Louis, other teams like 3-0, 4-0. Looking at this one, I'm like, we didn't do bad. Like down 3-0, scoring 2 goals, down a player, down our best goal scorer early in this game. I'm like, we have some fight. We have good players who came off the bench who showed that they are willing to play and fight for this team.
Yeah. So, um, I know we've talked a lot about this game. Everyone's probably already sick of this game already. But I think we can all conclude that if we had Glad on the field, um, I think we would have had a better chance at actually winning. Um, Chicho probably would have still gotten injured at some point, so we would have had to replace him. But I think if we had Glad back there and didn't have to waste an offensive sub, I think we would have had Casey's number. I really think we would have.
For sure. I think we definitely would have won that game too. Casey does not impress me, so I think we would have had that one for sure.
Yeah, but that puts Casey into a good position for our next conversation, which would be um, playoffs. We're going to talk a little bit about where everyone's positioned right now in playoffs because um, looking at it right now, everyone except for us and Dallas, who are in playoff positions, um, have 2 games left.
Yeah, have an extra game in hand.
Yeah.
So the best RSL could finish second, worst RSL could finish is 6, where they obviously sit right now. So St. Louis sitting at 56, I think they have that spot locked in place because they're 5 points ahead of LAFC, who's right behind them at 51. Seattle sitting at 50 in third place. Houston at 48, then Vancouver at 47, and then us at 46, and then just everybody else who's just fighting for 7th and 9th with Portland, San Jose, and Dallas.
Okay. So then this is where our conversation is going to go. Now that we know where we sit, um, what are some possible results that we need in order to get top 4? And let's talk about just 2, 3, and 4 since one is already unattainable.
Yeah,
So LAFC's last game is against Vancouver. Is that a home or away game?
that's an away game.
Oh, away for LAFC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, and we've seen they've kind of struggled on the road.
And Vancouver is also looking to break top 4. So this is a must-win game for them.
Yeah,
Best case scenario for RSL, it's just
is a tie.
is a flat
Is
out
a tie.
tie, I think.
Is a tie.
Um, because that would put LAFC at 52, and our max points that we can get is 52. So if LAFC ties, then our best position is third.
Hope we get
And
it. I want a home game for our first game. I think we would do very good with the home game, but I mean, I want to be against an away game, but I want a home game just so I can watch it person, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. And then if you look over at Seattle, Seattle's last game, a difficult one. They go against St. Louis.
But I don't think St. Louis is going to play all their players.
No, because like we said, St. Louis has that number 1 seed locked in, so they're not too worried. So Seattle will be going guns ablazing for that one. So that's a one to keep an eye on. Houston, who's sitting at 4th place, they have a slightly easier opponent in the Portland Timbers, who haven't been doing great as of recently.
I think this might be a if Portland can win, it's going to be a rematch in the playoffs. It's going to be a 4-5 because Portland's highest position they can get is 6th.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 6th. No, they
No,
can't even
no,
get 6th.
because we have more wins because we
Just
got 13 wins.
just kidding. They're gonna have to play against flip. They're gonna have to play against the second place team. That
Yeah.
sucks for them.
Good luck,
Uh,
Portland.
good luck, Portland. Well, and then Vancouver, their best slot would be third.
So a draw for us on Saturday would still keep us in 6th place because we are yeah, we would still be in 6th place because of goal differential with Vancouver.
Shoot. Um,
No, we need that win in LA. I won't be happy with anything other than a win.
Yeah. Flip. Saturday really ruined it for us, didn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100. You're looking back at all these games where we've lost by just a small margin, and just these points add up when it comes closer to decision day. We've talked in past episodes that I don't want RSL getting fourth or fifth because the way this playoff format is set up this season, 4 and 5 play the winner of 1 and 8, and I don't want that. So I would rather see RSL sixth place. I'd be satisfied honestly because three plays six and then two plays seven. So that would be kind of a good path for us.
I mean, if we were to get sixth, third place, you're looking at anyone between LAFC and Vancouver.
Out of those teams, the one that I would want obviously RSL to play is Vancouver because we've beaten them twice this season.
I don't mind playing Seattle.
Yeah, I don't mind playing Seattle either.
Anybody besides Houston. Anybody besides
Yeah,
Houston.
please don't give me that PTSD of Houston. I can't take it anymore.
Well, after losing them twice, seeing them how well they were in Open Cup, they're too dangerous.
Yeah. Um. Oh, this is an analyst's dream of like coming up with all these scenarios.
But also, if you scroll down to like the everybody's fun when it comes to decision day, they're sneaking into the playoffs. You got Sporting Kansas City and Minnesota. Both those two teams play each other on decision day.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
So they're both at 41 points. So they need a win just to get into that last spot.
But you also have Dallas, who has a game in hand.
They play
Um,
Colorado on Saturday, which that will be an easy win for them.
who do they play in their very last game? Fixtures.
They play.
Ooh, the
Let's
Galaxy.
So it's
So
exact same as us.
I mean, yeah. So just reverse schedule. Um, so they have a possibility of 6 points right there too. 6 points for them would put them at 48. That's could move us down.
Yeah, and then you look at San Jose, who's right above Dallas, at 43 points. They have Austin, so a very winnable game for them as well. Austin just getting eliminated from playoff contention.
So I guess going back to your San Jose, Minnesota points, if one of them win,
Kansas
they're
City,
what did I say?
San Jose, Minnesota.
Ah, same thing. Sporting and Minnesota, if one of them win, they're up to 44 points.
Yeah,
44 points right now would move them up to a playoff position.
we put them at seventh.
Yeah, and both of them have a better differential than Portland. And if Portland loses to Houston, that puts Portland's playoffs in danger.
I can see San Jose barely missing out.
That's
I can see Minnesota or Sporting still in that last spot for them. Honestly, I wouldn't mind seeing Minnesota getting in.
I was
Or
literally about to say something like that because going back to RSL getting the last playoff spot the past 2 years, I kind of want to see a little bit of drama on decision day. I want to
yeah,
see just these teams sneak in on a golden goal or a last minute PK. So out of KC and Minnesota, I would rather see I want to see Kansas City honestly get that last spot. Yes, there are rivals. Yes, no, okay. Listen to me. Yes, there are rivals.
who are you?
Oh my gosh.
Are we even brothers? This
Oh
podcast is in danger right now.
my.
Am I getting kicked off the show?
If you want Kansas City to be in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah, that's a really cold take right there, Marco.
Come on,
But
Marco. I mean,
I would
you're my
only
only
want
brother.
I would only want Kansas City if they're like opposite side of the bracket.
I want to see Timo Pukki make it into the playoffs.
There we go.
Yeah.
Teemu Pukki. There we go. Carson saved me with that one.
Gee whiz. Well, that's some pretty intense playoff stuff.
For sure.
But basically, RSL needs to win out. That way, we don't have to worry about anyone else.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's win out.
Period. And speaking of all this, I mean, we're talking about the playoffs right now, but we did take a poll because I was like, I got to know what people are thinking. So the poll was, what are you guys thinking? What is everyone thinking or talking about right now as fans?
Hmm.
And let me tell you, between X and Facebook, the answers are inverted.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
so on X, the majority, so the winner, we're talking about the injuries and absences that are coming up for the Galaxy game.
Yeah.
Whereas on Facebook, everyone, a majority, was talking about playoff positioning. Well, there you go, everyone. We just talked about playoff positioning. We're gonna now talk about our setup for the Galaxy game because,
But prior to that, we got international break going on tomorrow.
well, that's what I'm saying. Absences.
Yeah. So we got we have Sava. Sava's playing tomorrow. Um, we got Ojeda playing tomorrow. Yeah, those are the only two playing tomorrow.
Okay, that was
Yeah.
that was like really intense for not a really intense moment.
Well, I was looking. I was like, no. I was like, no. Rubin's not playing tomorrow. Rubin plays Friday, and then Lambert plays Friday as well.
Oh man, there's a reason why I like you as my brother. This is great.
Yeah.
Um,
Yes.
so we have two out of our four absences playing tomorrow. The other two, Rubin and Lambert, are chalked
Or
up to play on Friday, right?
Friday. Yeah.
Okay. So there's four. Out of those, two are starters. One comes off the bench frequently, and one has seen 5 minutes in the whole season.
Carson's with me. We need more Kevin.
We need more
I
Kevin.
want to see him.
Yep.
I need to see. I think Marcelo Silva by Lambert step in.
Oh yeah, like the dude gets playing time for Jamaica. He literally starts in the Gold Cup, but what does Pablo do? He just sits him on the bench.
Dude, you can't be wasting a player like that. Homie left the Rising, which Rising's not a bad team, to
No, like
come to the Real Salt Lake to play, and he's not
like
playing.
like Phoenix Rising, they were doing pretty decent in the USL. Um,
Unless
and now
unless
he
we're unless we're all stuck with the Drogba age where they were like doing really well.
Oh,
Who knows? They probably weren't that doing that well because to be honest, I haven't kept track of the Phoenix Rising. So I mean,
if you do want an update of the Phoenix Rising, actually I lied. They're sitting sixth place in the USL at
that's what
48
I
points.
thought. That's what I thought. So, um, but anyways, that's four of our players on international duty.
Yeah,
We then have Glad. We then have um probably Chicho, probably Moose. Obviously Pablo Ruiz. So we're down seven players, eight if you want to count Ruiz.
yeah,
Seven players for the Galaxy. Um, and out of those seven, like we said, we had Ojeda, Saba, Chicho, Moose,
and glad.
and Glad. Five of them are starters.
Yeah. So definitely next man up mentality in this
yeah.
one.
Um, I don't even know where to begin with this one. I guess let's just we'll go with what we think we're gonna see from the Galaxy. Let's start there and let the other stuff boil a little bit. Marcos, what do you expect to see from the Galaxy this game?
So obviously we have a Galaxy team that's very depleted. We have a lot of injuries, no playoff berth for them. I believe if I'm not mistaken, they have Puig is out for the season, correct?
Oh yeah, didn't he get injured?
Yeah. So they have Chicharito out for the season, Puig is out for the season. So they're kind of a little on the depleted side with injuries. They are coming off a beating on Saturday 5-2 to Minnesota, where Pookie got 4 goals on them.
Don't forget Jalen Neal's out too. Don't. That's a
Oh,
Yeah,
crucial one for them.
that's right. That's right.
and Cáceres has been out most of the season. Caligari, that list is long for them.
Poor Galaxy,
Yeah.
man. Poor Galaxy.
Yeah. And they just picked up Michael Barrios, who hasn't really seen a lot of playing time. He's just kind of riding the bench, so it's not sure what's going on with him there.
Um, but let's talk about someone who has been performing well for them, or at least appears to be performing well.
Mhm.
Billy.
Billy Sharp.
Yeah, yeah. So you're looking at Billy Sharp sitting at 6 goals, 1 assist. He's kind of a silent killer, but he's doing it. He's doing his job.
Silent killer. Bro, the guy has played 14. I thought he played less than that. 14 matches, but he still has 6 goals in 14 matches.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's a silent killer.
And he's pretty
Oh,
he's like 37, right? So
yeah,
he's still he's still got it.
he's old. I'm not.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but he's I'll say scary because it's Halloween. He's scary.
Ooh.
In terms of he comes off of playing for Sheffield United for the past 8 years. He's scored 116 goals for them to come to the Galaxy. Right off the bat, he's producing, but he is on a drought. He's on a 3-game drought of no goals, no assists, um, which may play into our favor.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah. I think
considering our defense, I
I,
don't.
I think the player that scares me the most on the Galaxy is Costa, Douglas Costa. He's been very, very lethal on the assist for them, coming in at 7 assists. So player to watch and for them in their midfield. Along with that is Tyler Boyd. Tyler Boyd is doing very well at 7 goals, 3 assists. So those two players, I think, if we can keep an eye on them, control them in the midfield, we might be able to own them right there.
I will say this though. The Galaxy have not lost at home since July 30th. They have ever since July 30th, so ever since they've gotten knocked out of League's Cup, they have gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games without losing at home.
Wow.
That's not good for us.
Hey, but away, RSL's been very good away this year. So I mean, I'm not scared of the Galaxy right now.
We shouldn't be,
No, we shouldn't.
but then again, we should have beat Kansas City.
Yeah,
True.
that's just that's the game of soccer for you.
I mean, we should have won games where we're like, yeah, why would we lose? And we've won games where we shouldn't have won.
Yeah.
LAFC. So that's why I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm thinking. But let's get into what our look is going to look like. What you guys think? So Carson, since I gave you 3 seconds to think about this, what kind of lineup do you think we're gonna come out with? Like individuals, who do you think is gonna be playing in this game?
We have so many absences. This is a hard one to put together. So obviously, I think Luna will be starting. I think Gomez will be starting. So that's the two wingers. I guess probably Krylock and Julio will probably be up top then.
Hmm,
And
interesting.
then Palacio. I would like to see us give like a younger guy like a chance in this game. Maybe like a Nyman. Maybe throw a Nelly up in the midfield. I think he plays good in the midfield too.
Hmm.
And then Oviedo, obviously Vera and Silva and Brody and McBath and goal. Simple as that.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Huh. I'm kind of I'm similar in some parts, but opposite on the other. So on my back line, I'm not gonna go Oviedo. I'm gonna go Brody's gonna go back to his left spot, and then obviously Marcelo and Vera because we have nobody else. And then I'm gonna go Anelli playing that right. And then to switch it up, I'm gonna have Oviedo and Nelson playing defensive midfield together. And then I'm gonna have Luna and then Gomez playing on those wings together. But in my attack, because I'm like, what if Musovski's back? So I'm gonna do a question mark on Musovski with Krylak. So Musovski question mark and then Krylak up top.
Sometimes I wonder what you younger generations are smoking. Um,
What?
Here's
What do you mean by
No, no,
that?
no,
What do you
no,
mean? What do you
no,
mean
no.
by that?
No, because if you go back back in the summertime when Oviedo was playing in the defensive mid, if it worked once, why not do it again?
how about this? Here we go. Break it
Let's hear
down.
it.
Here
Let's
we
hear
go.
it.
Um, you like that, didn't you? Um, we're gonna do Vera Silva. We're gonna do Brody and Nelly. Okay. We're gonna do hear this one. Oviedo, Palacio, Luna, Gomez as the midfield.
Alan's
So
cooking.
three.
Where no, what do you mean three? I just named four.
Oh, four.
I said Oviedo, Palacio, Luna, Gomez.
Okay, I miss Gomez. Okay,
So Luna is gonna be playing in the middle.
okay,
Heck
okay.
yeah.
Um, then up top is where we're gonna go Julio Rubin.
Rubin's not gonna be here.
Glad you were paying attention. See, that was a trick question for you. We're gonna go Julio.
Just say it, Krylock. Just say it.
I'm not want to say it.
You want Musovski?
Dang it. Fine. Krylock.
I was like, who's the next option? Like, you want to go way back? You want to go Yakasin?
I mean, we could play a 4-5-1. Do you want to bring in Cheng and leave Rubina? Not Rubina. I'm stuck on Rubin. Can you tell? And leave Julio up top.
I honestly I wouldn't be opposed to that. That would be we
This
would
is a
own
game. Yeah, this is a game.
we would own we would own the midfield right then and there.
I feel like this is a game where we should experiment a little bit, but not too much. Because when you experiment too much, that usually costs you games. So
Yeah, I know, but at this point, I don't think we have any other choice. Like I just
yeah,
said, we have 7 people out. I mean, that's literally we just named off our whole bench that's gonna be starting.
It's like Glad got a red card at the worst possible time. It's like, didn't you know that the international window is coming up? It's like, come on, bro.
you wanted that
Yeah.
extra rest.
Also, RSL, well, not RSL, the league chose the worst date to do makeup games too.
Well, yeah, mind you, like this game wasn't supposed to happen because this was like 2 months ago, but because of the hurricane that was hitting California at the time.
Shame on them. What the
Yeah,
heck?
California fans.
come on, Mother Nature.
Um, well, oh, that was a lot to go through, guys. And Marcos, I can see it in your eyes.
That is prediction time.
It's prediction time.
It is prediction time.
Heck yeah, let's get
Let's do
into
this.
it.
Since Carson, since you're the guest, we're gonna let you go first.
Dang, pitting me on the spot. Let's do 2-1 Real Salt Lake.
Ooh, why?
Why? Because I feel very confident that we'll come out with a win, but also I feel like Galaxy will come out attacking us because our defense has not really been that good lately. So I can see us barely getting that win at LA Galaxy.
All right, I'm down with that. Marcos, do it.
Yeah, so like you said, without 7 players for Saturday, it's next man up mentality. So every point matters with these last 2 games. So I'm gonna go with a 1-0 victory for RSL. So
All right,
it's gonna be a good one.
all right. I have one reason and one reason only why I'm gonna pick the way I pick. Guys, it's lucky jersey time.
It's lucky jersey time.
So
Yeah,
so I am gonna go 2-0 RSL.
Oh,
bold pick.
Bold
I
pick.
like it. I like it. I like
Gotta
it.
gotta go big or go home. So
Yes, sir.
Margos, tell us where everyone can actually I'm not gonna no, not you first. Carson, where can everyone find you?
Well, you can find me at all types of places. My Twitter account is Carson W Lantz, so you can find me there. I'm always chatting about everything soccer related. You can find me at Carson Lantz on Instagram. I basically just type in Carson Lantz, my name will pop up. I don't think there's many other Carson Lantzes out there. So
Yeah, I don't think so. Excellent. Marcos, if people already don't know where to find us, I mean, at this point, if they don't know where to find us.
Yeah, if you don't know where to find us, I don't know what you guys are doing, but anywho, so catch us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at the RSL Bros. If you don't want to be watching our videos, catch us on the go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So all good platforms.
I mean, yes, all good platforms. I mean, I think those are the only platforms.
Game Saturday, 8:30 kickoff, MLS season pass. Be watching that because every point matters from this point on, so RSL can be hosting first for the playoffs.
It's true. Also, before we leave, and I know Marcus, you're like, come on, I just want it done. But before we leave, today, October 11th, is National Referee Day. So happy refereeing to all of you.
So no yelling at referees. Be nice to the next referee you see, okay?
Even Ted Uncle.
yeah.
Including Ted Uncle.
No.
No. All right, with that,
We'll catch you guys next time, okay?
Ka-chow!
Bye.